Great. All right, I'd like to welcome everybody to the regular meeting of the Pickleweed Advisory Committee on June 5th, 2024, and the time is 7:12 p.m. And I'd like to invite Becky to call roll.
Thank you, Steve. All right, Haro Sabalas is absent. Miguel Hau Gutierrez.
Here.
Thank you. Maidung Nguyen is absent today. Nancy Palacios.
Absent.
She's absent, okay. Darlene Ruiz is absent. Kate Sprague.
Here.
See you there, thank you. Janet Sanchez.
Here.
Rosa Vasquez.
Here.
Luis Youst, I believe, is absent.
Correct.
And Andre Pasternak.
Here.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, now on to item number 1, approval of the regular meeting minutes from April 3rd, 2024. Did any of the committee members have any questions or comments about the minutes? No? Any guests have any questions about the minutes? Okay. Then I would appreciate a motion in a second to approve the minutes of April 3rd, 2024.
A motion to approve the regular minutes of April 3rd, 2024. A second.
And that was Janet and
Yeah.
Kate. Okay.
Correct.
Okay, Miguel Hau Gutierrez.
Yes.
Kate Sprague.
Yes.
Janet Sanchez.
Yes.
And Rosa Vasquez.
That was a yes.
Okay, thank you. Motion approved.
All right, thank you, Becky. Now we'll open for public comment. Do either of you have any comments to make other than for an item that's on the agenda? Okay, seeing none, we will close public comment and we'll go to matters before the committee. So item number 3 are the school year co-sponsorship application committee recommendations. As the Pickleweed Advisory Committee has had time to review the 8 school year co-sponsorship applications before us this evening, a recommendation is needed to grant a fee reduction, fee waiver, or rejection of the request. Members must consider the committee's annual total allocation of $144,200 in fees that can be waived, as well as balance of programs being offered. Our first one of the 8 is the Marin YMCA 2024-2025 after school program. Staff recommends the Pickleweed Advisory Committee consider granting a fee reduction or waiver for use of the Albert J. Boral Community Center meeting rooms and picnic area for the 2024-25 after school program, Mondays through Friday, August 12th, 2024 through June 13th, 2025, excluding holidays and closures, with permission for city staff to grant additional space on a day-to-day basis depending on availability. The nonprofit value of granting a full co-sponsorship for the meeting rooms and picnic area total $46,638 while still retaining space for other programs. Do any of the committee members have any questions or comments since our last meeting? No? All right. Is there, any members have questions or comments? Nope. Okay. So then I would like a motion or a second regarding this application.
So motion to second 100% reduction.
Sure.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So Janet just motioned 100% sponsorship. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Second. Miguel seconded.
All right, thank you. Miguel Hau Gutierrez.
Yes.
Kate Sprague.
Yes.
Janet Sanchez.
Yes.
And Rosa Vasquez.
Yes.
All right, approved. Thank you.
Thank you. Item number B, the Tamalpais Adult School English as a Second Language class. Staff recommends the Pickleweed Advisory Committee consider granting the Tamalpais Adult School a fee reduction or waiver for use of the Albert J. Boral Community Center meeting room on Mondays and Wednesday mornings from 8:30 a.m. to 11 a.m. from September 9th, 2024 through May 28th, 2025, with breaks during school holidays and closures. The resident nonprofit value of full co-sponsorship would total $3,240. Anybody have any questions or comments about this that's before us? Okay, do we have a motion?
I move to grant a full fee waiver for Tamalpais Adult School, right?
Okay. To get that, we have a motion. I thought you were frozen there for a second. Did Kate made a motion for full sponsorship?
Yep, I got the motion, and can we get a second?
We did. Rosa did.
Rosa, okay, great, thank you. I missed that one. All right, Miguel Gutierrez,
Yes.
Kate Sprague,
Yes.
Janet Sanchez,
Yes.
and Rosa Vasquez.
Yes.
All right, motion approved, thank you.
Thank you. Now on to C, Drawbridge, the weekly expressive art group. Staff recommends Pickweed Advisory Committee consider granting a fee reduction or fee waiver for use of the Albert J. Borough Community Center Art Room on Monday afternoons from 3:30 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. from September 9th, 2024 through August 25th, 2025, excluding holidays and closures. The resident nonprofit value of full co-sponsorship would total $1,408. Are there any questions? Okay, having none, is there a motion and a second?
A motion to give 100% fee reduction waiver to Drawbridge Weekly Expressive Art Groups.
Okay, Janet motioned 100%. Do we have a second? Okay, Rosa seconded.
All right, thank you. Miguel Gutierrez,
Yes.
Kate Sprague,
Yes.
Janet Sanchez,
Yes.
and Rosa Vasquez. All right, thank you, motion approved.
Thank you, Ben. Got a Zumba class going, so I was shutting the door. And typically there's an activity in there, so they're next door, which would have been really loud. But it's like, okay, works good. We can pump them over there. Okay, item D, Parent Service Project. Staff recommends that the Pickweed Advisory Committee consider granting Parent Service Project a fee reduction or waiver for use of the Albert J. Borough Community Center multi-purpose room on Thursday mornings from 9 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. from September 5th, 2024 through June 6th, 2025, excluding holidays and closures. The resident nonprofit value of a full co-sponsorship would total $9,823. Are there any questions, comments? Okay, do we have a motion?
I'll motion for a full reduction or waiver.
So Miguel motion for a full, you get that? Okay, do we have a second?
I'll second. That's Kate.
Kate did a second.
All right, thank you. Okay, Miguel Gutierrez,
Yes.
Kate Sprague,
Yes.
Janet Sanchez,
Yes.
and Rosa Vasquez.
Yes.
All right, thank you, motion approved.
Going right through these, this is great. Okay, item E, Vivalon Zumba. Staff recommends that the Pickweed Advisory Committee consider granting a fee reduction or waiver for use of the gymnasium or multipurpose room on Thursday mornings, 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. for Zumba classes for older adults from September 1st, 2024 through August 31st, 2025, excluding holidays and closures. The resident nonprofit value of full co-sponsorship would total $2,063. Do we have any questions about this proposal? No? Okay, do we have a motion or a second?
I move to approve a full fee waiver for Zumba by Pickleweed.
Okay, we have a second? And Rosa? You get that? So Kate motioned, move a second.
Miguel Gutierrez,
Yes.
Kate Sprague,
Yes.
Janet Sanchez,
Yes.
and Rosa Vasquez.
Yes.
All right, thank you, motion approved.
Thank you, Becky. Item F, the Canal Alliance Access U Foundation, Canal FC. Staff recommends that the Pickweed Advisory Committee consider granting the Canal Alliance Access U Foundation a fee reduction or waiver for use of one Pickleweed Park soccer field on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Sundays from June 17th, 2024 to August 31st, 2024, with use extended to November 15th should the Pickleweed Park enhancement project be delayed. The nonprofit value of a full co-sponsorship for one soccer field totals $1,386 for June 17th through August 31st, 2024. Do we have any questions or comments regarding this?
I would just like to voice my concern that this for-profit is not showing the uptick in their regular club from the people participating in this yet. And they're also not seeing the involvement from girls either that is matching the involvement from boys. And I would like to see that in terms of it being equitably available and also leading to what their outcome state they want to be, with people being able to participate fully in their club.
Would that affect a motion?
It does not affect emotion at this time for me.
Okay.
Was this the one we were looking into, getting more information from?
Yeah, and they did provide at the last presentation, they provided a lot of information, and they're also partnering with someone new. I think the Access U Foundation is a new partnership for them.
So they switched from Marin FC to the Access U.
So, but their stated goals are still that some of the students will get more opportunities by participating in the Marin FC. But they had very few girl participants, and they also didn't have very many kids that then were able to take advantage of the Marin FC. So I just continue to have reservations about that. But I appreciate the efforts to switch and have it be with an organization that's working on access to more.
And they did also reduce their request from previous years too. So
I
they have
kinda saw
one
that
other
as well,
field,
yeah.
before they're using both fields. So that does provide access to some of our other users that are out there too.
Should we give them a try and then check in next year as far as how
I
it
think
went?
that's, yeah, I think that's, they did get a number of participants, so it's obviously still something that communities enjoy.
And unofficially, it will be because we're closing the proper soccer season. So it's going to be a little hard in there
Yeah.
to really get a good judge on them, but as a recreational program, we can see how they do.
Okay.
Do we have a motion or second?
I'll motion the 100% fee waiver request.
I'll second.
We can check on it for the next.
Okay. Miguel Gutierrez,
Yes.
Kate Sprague,
Yes.
Janet Sanchez,
Yes.
and Rosa Vasquez.
Yes.
All right, thank you. Motion approved.
Thank you, Becky. Item G, Troop 2000 Scouts BSA. Staff recommends Pickleweed Advisory Committee consider granting Scouts BSA a fee reduction or waiver for use of the center's multipurpose room on Monday evenings, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. from September 9th, 2024 through August 25th, 2025, excluding holidays and closures. The resident nonprofit value of the rental totals $4,136. Are there any questions or comments about this proposal? Okay. Do we have a motion? Okay. Okay, Rosa motion to approve. Do we have a second?
You can, Janet Sanchez second.
Thank you, Janet.
All right, thank you. Miguel Gutierrez,
Yes.
Kate Sprague,
Yes.
Janet Sanchez,
Yes.
and Rosa Vasquez.
Yes.
All right, thank you. Motion approved.
Thank you. Okay, item H, the Canal Family Arts Program. Staff recommends that the advisory committee consider granting the Canal Arts a fee reduction or waiver for use of the center's art room once a month on Saturday mornings from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. from June 22nd, 2024 through May 24th, 2025, excluding holidays and closures. The nonprofit value of the full co-sponsorship would total $648. Do we have any questions about this article? Okay, we have a motion.
I move to grant a full fee waiver for Canal Families Art.
Kate gave a full motion. And Rosa seconded.
All right, Miguel Gutierrez,
Yes.
Kate Sprague,
Yes.
Janet Sanchez,
Yes.
and Rosa Vasquez.
Yes.
All right, thank you. Motion approved.
Thank you. So those were the 8 applications that they presented at our last meeting, similar to what you'll be doing now. So now we're moving on to item 4, which is our new co-sponsorship application and final report presentations. And Raíces del Canal is here for their 2024 after-school program. It is recommended that the Pickleweed Advisory Committee consider granting a fee reduction or waiver for use of the teen room on Mondays through Friday afternoons for the after-school program. The program provides Latino youth and families access to the community programs they need to overcome barriers and thrive by increasing knowledge and understanding of environmentalism, climate change, conservation issues, along with mental health and culturally sensitive topics related to immigration, trauma, motherhood, and navigating life in Marin County as a Latina immigrant. The term of the proposed youth after-school program is from September 3rd, 2024 through June 14th, 2025, with breaks during school holidays. They're requesting a full fee waiver valued at $10,360 for use of the teen room on Monday through Friday from 3 p.m. to 6:30. Being a new program, this application was received after the recent round of school year program review, therefore meets the criteria of demonstrating the urgency of the application and why they were not able to apply during the traditional timeframe. While the advisory committee reviews the co-sponsorship application, staff are present to provide a program overview in support of their application, which is before the committee. Committee members will then have an opportunity to ask any questions of staff. The Pickleweed Advisory Committee has the authority to grant a fee reduction, grant a full fee waiver, reject the application and ask the applicant to resubmit with additional information, or reject the co-sponsorship application altogether. The committee will make the recommendation at the August 7th, 2024 regular meeting. The residential nonprofit value of the co-sponsorship totals $10,360. A fee reduction or waiver would potentially result in lost revenue to the city should a paying program be interested in using the team room at that time. And I will turn it over to both of you.
Well, thank you so much for allowing us to present here on our new program. My name is Maite Duran, and I am director of Raíces del Canal, Roots of the Canal, and this is my colleague.
You are meeting.
Whereas Raíces del Canal, Roots of the Canal is a new organization, the work is not. I have been working in the canal area alongside the community for and with community members for over 20 years in different capacities. Last year we decided it is a great time for us to branch out and to offer the services to the canal community and the canal youth that we feel it is important for the community to have. We have 5 areas of focus. One is environmental education, and we are different in all other organizations do wonderful work, but our characteristic is that we do hands-on projects. And we are not in the classroom isolating ourselves from what's going on out there. We take the kids out to do hands-on projects. For instance, we have developed with the families and with the youth, we have developed 5 green spaces that we, along with the families and the kids, maintain, supervise, and they are our outdoor classroom. So we can teach the kids how to plant, where plants come from, what's important of pollinators, rescuing our mother butterflies and insects, and seeing ourselves as part of nature, not outside of nature. The other characteristic that is important to us is that we know the Canal community, and we know that our folks come from rural backgrounds, from Guatemala, from Mexico, and we bring that cultural connection. We very much bring that expertise, and we honor the ancestral cultures that come from our backgrounds in order to fulfill, the programs that we think are important to have. And that's our environmental education. I don't know if you have any questions about that.
Are the green spaces here in the canal?
Mhm. Yes, yes. And when we say that we work alongside the community, we not only with the families, but we, for instance, the spaces that we have developed are in cooperation with businesses. So for instance, the Picante Taqueria had a very empty space full of not so good looking things. And then we cleaned it up, we gave it a lot of love, and now it's a thriving little garden where our kids go and learn, and they're happy to be there, happy to learn, happy to take care of the animals, to enjoy the wildlife that comes to visit. And so we, for instance, we have this event called the Minga every second Saturday of the month. Minga is a Quechua word that means collective work. And so, so every second Saturday of the month, we gather together and we do litter abatement. We recycle cans and bottles and whatnot. And that's part of the education, because we are trying to show our kids and our families that litter is harmful for us, for the environment, for the ocean. And so the education that we do is from the heart with them, but hands-on. Another project that we have, or another focus, is our Latino mental health program that Steve mentioned. And again, we work closely with Bahia Vista, trying to generate a cohort of parents to kind of learn to navigate, as a new parent or as a Latina, the issues that affect the kids, and participate, be engaged with the school, but taking care of ourselves and managing, the social issues, and that can be overwhelming sometimes. One focus, the other focus is literacy and academic support. We see the importance of our kids to enjoy reading, to fall in love with reading, because it is such a treasure when you have it, and nobody can take it away. And so sometimes, and we choose books that talk about, culture, their values, their ancestral cultures, and alongside with nature, how to take care of Mother Earth, how to take care of the space that we all share. One important focus of us is also art. And again, we see art not only as a part of everyone's right to express themselves, but it's an important part of the expression. of a child. And we try to generate art that speaks also to their culture, and it speaks to the whole of the program that we want to transmit to the kids. And finally, we have the Círculos de Paz or Circles of Peace, where we get referrals by whether school or probation, juvenile probation, kids that maybe are in need of that alternative to probation and to suspension. And so we do agreements where the kids have to fulfill to make amends to because of for their damages or for their offense that they have caused. And so in a space where they are embraced and never away from the community. Rosita has been part of that.
All right, well, we're gonna go around and just, if anybody has any questions, so Rosa, do you have any? You understand it quite well?
I had a question. So how do you get your people to come to your program? Like, is there an application?
Yes.
Like,
Yes, we work with Bahia Vista, but also people refer to us word of mouth. And so right now we are working with a cohort, and during the mingas, which are every second Saturday, people bring guests, and so they know of us, they know about the programs, they want to sign up right then and there, and so we go through a list of applicants to see what fits where. So our programs are varied, and so we are able to fit different ages for different programs. I don't know if Yabar wants to add.
No, yeah, exactly. We do have just the normal application on our website. You can sign up, get more information, talk to our director and learn more. But we have noticed that in this community, like Mike just said, word of mouth and family connection and comfortability and really feeling like, okay, I know someone in that program, I'm ready to put my kid in the program, is our best route. But we don't discriminate. We'll take a referral from a teacher, a referral from a community member, a cold call, all of the above.
And then I was gonna ask, is it first come first serve, or is there a certain amount of people that can join the program?
Yes, it is a first come first serve, but we are also able to accommodate in different places. For instance, if we would like ideally the person to come twice a week for academic support. Okay. Another a person may say, I am, and this has happened. I am in soccer right now. I cannot come to X, Y, and Z, but I'm going to still be in the loop by joining the mingas, or by coming to the gardening, or by coming to I don't know, a town hall, for instance. So we keep people in the loop, and so we are also able to accommodate certain changes in their own schedule.
Any other questions?
So along a similar vein, the application says between 10 and 25 people, but it's 5 days a week from 3 to 6:30. So like on a daily basis, how many students how many kids is it serving?
It could be 15. We envision more or less 15, but those 15 it will be 25 or more different unique people, but 15 a day. Mhm.
And this after-school program is specifically the new part of the program that you're hoping to add this year? Or you've been doing that just without a co-sponsorship?
Yes.
You've been doing that?
Yes,
Okay.
we already.
Not here, though.
Yeah,
Not
not
here?
here, not
Oh,
here.
okay.
This would kind of, allow us to have a home base that we can really be solid at and know that for a year we're locked in, whereas right now we've been in limbo. So it would really be great to have that kind of home base.
Yeah, yes.
Where are you doing it now?
Right now, we are at the Connection Center.
So because of that, do you think that you could serve more than 15 every day? Like, I don't know what room that is. I don't know how big the teen room is. Like, is that, could you get up to the 25 if they wanted to, like, could you serve 40 kids and 25 every day because you know the location?
Is there a capacity for 25?
Yeah, that's kind of our smaller room. You could have 25 in there. It's configured a little more casually with the type of tables and chairs, but we could bring in extra chairs, so it is possible.
It is possible.
Do you have that need? Like, do you think that you would have
Yes.
people interested to come 25 a day?
Yes, I think so. Yeah, in the past we have, right now in our current location, we had to reduce the number of kids we accepted because of the space was so much more smaller.
And they're primarily from Bahia Vista or all from Bahia Vista?
They are from the canal mainly, Bahia Vista, San Pedro, Lauderdale, but mainly from the canal.
I just wanted to add something that when they used to do it at first, they used to do it at the alcohol justice building. And whenever we dropped in and they invited us, we used to see a lot of kids around. So I guess there's a probability that they can go. Yeah. Because each kid brings friend or someone and then it gets full. Because then I used to participate a lot, but I drop out. Like when we were doing the restorative justice at Marine, they used to call it justicia restaurativa de Marine, Marine exchange. We were doing it like for kids that were on probation.
Yeah.
It was a good program.
So if you did get 40, it's just you two manning everything?
No,
Or, sorry.
no problem. So, our goal would be to continue to grow and to continue to add more kids, in a measured way based on our capacity. And we have a plan, and we've kind of developed a plan to build our capacity over the next few years. And in our plan to build capacity, one of the first dominoes is Pickleweed Community Center. Once we have access to this teen room, then we'll be able to have more kids than the current amount that we have now. And we're happy to announce right now that we've received a good amount of grant funding in this cycle. So hopefully we'll be able to use that funding to build our capacity with staffing, volunteers, interns. And we have a history of building up programs to that scale with interns, with other staffing and volunteer coordinators. So we're just looking to get back to the scale that we've done previously, but we're gonna do it in a nice measured way with the funding and with the capacity. So once we get access to Pickleweed, the capacity will grow at least for the numbers. And luckily we've got some funding, so maybe next year and the years to come, we can continue to grow. And that's the goal.
We're gonna have to add on a wing, huh?
Yeah, well, hopefully.
I think it's great to hear about another after-school program, especially one that is really roots in the community.
Yes.
And culturally relevant. That's really awesome.
And I love that you said that. That's actually our catchphrase.
Right, I know.
Yeah.
Oh, you heard it?
It's yes.
Rooted in our.
Oh, I love it.
question about the, what does the staffing structure look like for that?
So currently, right now, in our capacity over there, we have our staff, of our director, and then we have what we can consider stipended volunteers. Some of them would be of the age of an intern, others would be community members of a parent's age, but we also have community members in our volunteer base that are not parents, that just want to come and contribute. So we have all sorts of different types of volunteers. Some of them are college age or recent college graduates. And so we create teams out of these volunteers and our staff to have a bigger team of staffing. So that's currently what it is right now, is community members as volunteers along with staff. We've been volunteering for the last 9 months, but now we'll become, in July, we'll become paid staff. So this is our plan. And then as we scale up, we'll not only add staff, but also add volunteers, volunteer coordinators, and it will all scale up together because the volunteer base is very important to our project. Yeah.
And with the numbers, what are the numbers like?
The numbers right now, I would say, at full capacity and of course, the after-school program and the Minga is different, the community event.
Right.
At full capacity right now in that location, we can have 12 kids, 4 volunteers, 2 staff. And here, we can go to those bigger numbers, probably with more volunteers and another staff.
But just to add, the volunteers are waiting in the wings.
Exactly.
Because in a previous iteration, we had at least 2,000 volunteers from the different high schools. So the other thing is that we are trying to connect the seniors and in the different high schools to come and give their expertise and be mentors to the young kids. So we, the kids are waiting for us to call.
Any other questions? And then I did want to add, I think I mentioned it when we met the first time, that we do not have any storage space, so all of your stuff will have to come and go
Okay.
every day, just so you're aware of that rack capacity.
For example, just a quick question, but the bike, we can put the bike on the side of this classroom. Or do some kids come with a bike or a scooter and whatnot?
Preferably, they'd be locked
bike
up
lock. Oh,
outside
yeah. Oh,
because,
perfect.
yeah, there's a rack right out front, but
perfect.
if we just let some bikes in,
Great.
then everybody's come through. And
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
people ride right in, let the automatic doors come in.
Yeah,
So, yeah, we would prefer if they were locked out front.
great.
All right, well, thank you for coming.
Thank you so
As
much.
I said, the
Thank you so
committee's
much.
gonna review everything, and then at their August 7th meeting, you'll be invited if you want to, but you won't have to come to that meeting, and I would support you afterwards, but,
Okay.
Great.
all right? We appreciate all the work you're doing, and hope
Thank
you have
you
a
so
great
much.
summer.
Thank you
Thanks for
so much.
coming, guys.
Good.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
You're welcome to stay for more of the meeting if you want, but you can also go home and enjoy your night.
Fantastic, and we'd love to see a young person involved in the
Yeah.
processes. I'm sure you're learning a lot, and good luck at university. Thank you.
Yeah. Good.
Thank you, Steve.
You bet, thanks for coming. All right, item number 5, brief reports of meetings or community events attended by committee members. And let's start with Andre, and we'll work around the other way. Andre, do you have anything to?
Last PNR meeting, we toured a handful of the parks to look at, because we're doing the master plan last year, and now we're touring the parks to see how the condition of the parks and figuring out what's next. So we're sort of getting that firsthand experience. So just the beginning of it was mostly focusing on tennis courts. So we hit all the tennis courts and how unused. There is a secret tennis court, which I had no idea existed on Mission, right below
Boyd Park?
Yeah, and it's so bizarre. I mean, obviously it's been closed for a number of years, but unless you just walk down to it, you wouldn't even know it was there. So there's lots of discussion of what to do with that space. But it's interesting. A lot of conversation about pickleball.
Good.
So, whether that's going to be something that we see more of or less of. But it was a very casual meeting.
Good.
That was all we did.
Well, it's good to do those field trips once in a while, get out and see. And there's been a focus recently with the department, because we, for years, charged a fee for a tennis key, so it was like a member for, and people were breaking the locks and going in, and last year, the commission decided, let's stop that and let public access. And it really has decreased all the problems out there and allowed free access to everybody. So we're moving forward, just kind of keeping that plan and maybe entertaining a reservation system if somebody wants to reserve a court. But when we did the survey to the members, there wasn't that much of a demand. So we're just kind of keeping that in the back of our heads, and we'll keep touching base with them to see.
Is this for Albert?
Albert Park, yeah.
Yeah, Albert is the most used and easiest accessibility wise. Accessibility is a big problem with a lot of the courts because the conditions around the courts, like Terra Linda is like strangely separated from everything. And if you wanted to they're talking about like one of the issues with pickleball is that it would need to be somewhere that was an accessible area because we don't offer pickleball in a lot of places. So that's one of the challenges there.
Crystal Park has courts, right? Above? Like if you go all the way up.
Yeah. Which part? Crystal Park?
Oh, yes, right,
Yeah,
yeah, we didn't get those ones out, yeah.
You know, and
'Cause
a
that's
lot of
kinda
these
hidden
parks are
too.
so old and
Yeah.
they're broken and they're very expensive, to keep up.
Yeah.
And then as Andre just said, if you're doing a major update, then you have to do ADA access, and some of them are just impossible to get a shot
Yeah.
to. Yeah, it's tough.
I
And
know.
then our surveys too are split. You've got the tennis players who said we don't want pickleball here, and the pickleball players like we need more.
That's
Wow.
their.
And we're seeing, nationwide too, it's especially in the neighborhood courts, pickleball is a lot louder than tennis.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
So it's good. That's good. So, good. Thank you. Kate,
Steve, you and I had a meeting with, I just lost his name.
Jim Myers?
Myers, yeah, about parking. It was informative. He confirmed the plans to do Ts and Ls almost everywhere, many streets in the actual canal neighborhood starting in the fall. So that was reassuring to hear that that's still going forward. I would say I still definitely have some frustrations with the way that the city is working to manage parking, but I also understand there's lots of competing factors and lots of things that make it a challenging situation in many ways. So hopefully it can just continue to be something that is talked about. And I was disappointed that I had to miss the 580 connector feedback meeting a week ago or something. I heard about it late, even though I was signed up for the email, and we had kid events that night. And so my concern is looking for an alternative that impacts a community that does not always have great access to feedback and to being able to actually share their perspectives when other communities where, like, for example, Kentfield and Larkspur, people in those communities generally really know how to engage to have their voices heard very loudly. And so I'm very concerned that the impact will be much greater on the actual community than, but it will be easier to get it through because the community just isn't used to engaging in the same way. And so I have really giant concerns about the county kind of moving it to San Rafael to deal with instead of some of the other options as someone who drives home through that commute.
Do you know what the latest?
I don't, because like I said, I signed up for the emails, but there was no follow-up from how many people attended, or I didn't see anything in the IJ about the meeting. So I'm also just feeling like, gosh, they said they were really going to engage people, and I'm not getting a lot of engagement, so that was disappointing as well. Yeah, so I'm not sure how that meeting went or what feedback there was, or I don't know. And just looking forward to summer and taking advantage of outside and later daylight hours and things like that around the water paths and things. The other thing is we learned from the San Rafael Youth Soccer that they are really struggling to find field space with the closure of several schools since they're doing different upgrade projects and things. And so they're not even sure if they're going to be able to have a season because they have not been able to engage with the school districts and I don't know, private schools, whomever, on finding actual field access. So, I'm hoping that the community can help make sure that that is available to, for the nonprofit youth soccer. rather than some of the other things that tend to have more money to put towards field reservations, things.
It's hard, and there's a lot more we're noticing, because we're closing our fields down because of the grant guidelines, we're stuck on that. But a lot of new leagues are popping up.
Yeah.
You know, programs, and people with the intent, but there's a lot of people with the same intent. We want to get the canal involved, you know, but it's just a lot of competing factors, and then just citywide, I mean, we're the only city-owned
City field.
soccer fields, you know, in the schools, and we've got a lot of different clubs in Marin and Central Marin. It's tough.
Very, very challenging.
Yeah. But soon we're gonna be open 365 days.
Are you excited about that?
Yep. Anything else, Kate? Miguel, a nice hat.
Thank you. I would just say that I'm also excited for the summer because I feel like that's when a lot of the clubs and kids start coming out more. So I'm just excited to see that and just seeing the kids because I also participated in a lot of the soccer here in the summer and stuff like that. So, and I also got in contact with one of the people that's going to be supervising all of that, and I'm hoping to volunteer.
Good. Good.
I'm excited for the summer somewhat, not. Spend a lot more time with 2 kids instead of just one.
It's nice having more daylight on either side of the day too.
But it's a busy time for me as well. We ran a camp for 6 weeks. It's a lot
Yeah.
of time too. So, see, hopefully not too hot of a summer.
Yeah.
Excited for some trips.
Good.
Some time off.
Good.
Yeah.
Rosa?
Should I start again? Yes, just yesterday we were at a meeting at the trainer, clinic,
Uh-huh.
pretty 40 trainer.
Oh, yeah.
So they were talking about skill level. It was good that they invited us over because we look at it, it's a little bit hard because most of the community are not well informed. Kind of frightening because if you look at at what they're explaining to you, it's kind of scary. So so there we had Rodolfo and we had Kate today. They were out there today. So they're looking for ways that we could inform the community about how get them the right language so that they could understand about the sea level. Because we don't know what will happen in the future if we don't get to it. When I said we are at sea level, I'm like, what? I said, how are we going to stay alive, or how are we going to stay in the community? Because if it floods or we go underwater, what will happen? A lot of challenge. Very, something that concerns me. And it was very informative, but like usually I was late because I come out from work and then I rush over. But yeah, it was very informative. And we'll see what happens because they said that they will involve us more in the community since I was part of buses and canal. So we'll see what will happen.
They did come to our last meeting and did a presentation. And then Saturday, did they talk about the event?
Oh, yeah.
Here's Saturday, there's an event
Yeah.
in all 3 of these classrooms on sea level rise.
And they invited us, but kind of couldn't have it. But the timing, it's not, doesn't work. I wish I could do it more.
Yeah. I like their approach, how they're doing things, because they're pretty honest, they don't have the answers, you know, but there are things we can do, and what does the community think? So it does seem like they're reaching out and trying to get community input on what is a tangible thing that we do.
I said that we have to get down there because it's supposed to happen like in the Titanic sun, and then it was the flood. the little whistles we have. It was kind of humorous to say that way, but indeed, we think about it.
Serious too, yeah.
Something very serious. We have to take into consideration.
I forgot to add, the San Rafael City School Board is looking for, I think, an applicant or a board member who, from the Canal neighborhood. So if people know anyone who would be a good candidate, Rosalind, maybe you're interested in the school board, I can connect you with a current board member or, talk to you more about that, but certainly an important place to have representation from in the city schools, so.
It all depends where you're having.
They have them, I think usually at the district office, there's a board meeting in Terra Linda, is where the district office is.
What time?
It's in the evenings normally, the meetings are in the evenings. It's a big commitment, so, there's lots of reading ahead of time and things like that, but, also.
Are you in there?
One of my good friends is, and I work for a school district, so I work really closely with our school board in Mill Valley where I work, and then Carolina Martin, one of the board members, is a close friend and, asked me to just see if we knew anybody who might be interested from the neighborhood. Yeah, please do.
Is Marina Palma still?
She has been, but I think she's coming off.
She's coming on,
and
that's the
so
spot that's big.
Yeah, that's the spot, because they went to district election.
Oh, okay.
So it needs to be from a specific area of the school district, which is great because since the school board oversees both the high school district and the San Rafael City School District. The high school district is in Terra Linda, is half in Terra Linda. And so it's important that we have San Rafael City School leadership on the parent, on the school board, which is why they've gone to district elections to make sure that the whole city is represented on the school board.
How many,
How many seats are there?
or how many
Districts?
years?
So that's a good question. I don't remember. It might be 4 years.
Maybe a future thing?
Yeah, absolutely. Totally. That's fair. That's fair.
I took on T-ball.
Well, ask around
So future.
too, and yeah,
Sorry.
great, yeah. That's great.
Anything else? All right, we'll move to item 6. I've got some just brief updates. Pickleweed Park Enhancement Project. We're still hoping to go bid according to Public Works later this month and start construction September 1st on the soccer fields first. There was hope that they could maybe do the basketball in the parking lot, but that's realistically looking like that'll be next year. That'll be the last part of the project. But they start with the soccer field and do the exercise equipment, the gazebo, the restrooms. Possibly, if we get enough funding, expand the playground for preschool just a little bit more, pathway, and then the parking lot and basketball court. So we're hoping to do it. As you remember, we've got a tough season environmentally with the clapper rail. We have to do it only a certain time frame, and then with the grant funding, we have to finish the project by a certain time. So we're kind of stuck. So we can't just delay for the soccer league.
No, I totally get that.
It's like, okay, guys, just one bad year, then we'll be open a lot. So that's exciting. It's still coming along. Last meeting, I mentioned we were doing a custodian recruitment, and we hired Carlos Aguilar. He started May 16th, and he's doing a fantastic job. Juan Carlos' predecessor was fantastic too, but Carlos is coming in with kind of new enthusiasm and different eyes. So it's been a pleasure kind of getting him on board and having him go. He volunteered to come in and work over the holiday that Monday because we were closed, so we could do the carpets. Our carpets have been cleaned in a while. When I came in on Tuesday, it's like, it looks and it smells so much better. So it's great having him here. Yeah, you might have noticed around the canal in general, but especially here, we've had a real upswing on gang tagging lately. Our shed, we painted it probably 5 or 6 times in less than 2 weeks out there that they're getting. PD, I loop them in every time with pictures, and they have up patrols. It's hard to get people. They did make contact with somebody with a spray can, but they didn't catch them doing it, so they could. But they talked to them, and it has actually stopped since then. But it's something they're actively coming up with some other alternatives to try to try to help
So much
deter
of
this.
it.
Yeah,
So
and you see it on private.
You need probably 5 times 2.
Yeah.
Green, nope.
Yeah.
They just
Even
got painted
bigger this
again.
time.
It's
Yeah.
hard, yeah. So
Even
we-
4th Street is getting tagged real bad. Too.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
there's a
downtown, yeah.
bank, First Republic, I think, by Maxwell Cleaners. That
Oh,
just got
yeah,
tagged
that's,
recently.
oh, yeah,
Just saw that.
across from Kaiser.
No, they're closed, they closed already.
They did close, but
They're
it is
tagged.
getting tagged.
Yeah.
Graffiti on it.
Really?
So ugly.
Yeah.
Frustrating.
It's like I don't even know.
You're right close to where I was.
Okay.
I almost like feel like you could almost just. Would they still tag a mural?
It's studies show that they don't do it as much, so we're hoping so. We'll get the mural here. Yeah, and that's why a lot of the electrical boxes, like recently,
Yeah.
there was a project, I think there's about 6 or 8 more that have been done around Centerville, and people don't tag those as much, so.
It's really good. I've seen a few of them.
Yeah, they're beautiful. It's great. Speaking of murals, the Public Works has said that replacement of the art team room windows should happen, hopefully this month. That would mean Canal Arts can start with the mural in July, which it would be great, and it'd be good to do it while the summer school kids were here too, just so they can be watching and maybe be a part of it. And then this summer, we've got our Canal Karate, which is year-round, will be going. Canal Mini Soccer League will have their bigger summer league this year. Their fall and winter leagues are inside the gym, so it's kind of a smaller, but they attract more people and a little broader age range in the summertime. Offering 2 sessions of dance, music, theater, arts, and fitness summer camp, which currently has a combined total of 39 students, and there's still time to register, so that'll go up, I'm sure. Junior Giants, which was led by our program coordinator, Steve Rogers, currently has 95 enrolled, so if you have little baseball players that want to come. Our multicultural older adult program is continuing to attract lots of people with the congregate meal following the regular program. We're also offering the National Academy of Athletic Baseball Camp, and they're also doing an all sports camp with us. The San Rafael Basketball Academy, which is done by our coordinator, Steve Rogers. He has done clinics in the past on like every Saturday, and there was enough parents that wanted him to do a camp. So we have a low-cost camp. He's currently has 15 enrolled, so there's still space if you know anybody who wants to do the
I
camp.
was
It's the week.
Yeah.
I was gonna.
Oh, is it? Oh,
Boys
it's
too.
above.
I'm gonna look again though,
All right.
because I know better now. I was so excited. It is so affordable. Thank you.
Yeah, well, we really
Incredible.
doing that
What
in-house.
week? July 8th.
Yeah,
the
that's.
12th. That's the week.
We're gone.
I think it's at 5 to 15.
Yeah, it's like a wide
Right.
range.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the older ones can kind of help with the younger ones. And then we've got a newer yoga class that we've been doing, yoga for adults. That's a bilingual class. She currently has 5 people. It's like 10 o'clock on a Monday, sorry. Monday. So it's a weird time for a lot of working. It's just what worked for her, but we are getting some people in that, which is good. Plus all the other programs we're co-sponsoring. And then yesterday I was in a meeting for the Pickleweed Library renovation project. They're working on basic design ideas from within the current footprint, maybe using some deck space. And so we're coming up with some plans, and later this year, one of our meetings, they will come present to us. They'll probably do us and then the Park and Rec Commission before they move forward. And then finally, actually, Mayor Kate mentioned it's the end of the council meeting on Monday, but a couple of weeks ago, we found out that the former council member, Sear Miller, I don't know if any of you knew him, but he passed away. Sear was very instrumental, not only in the renovation of this and leading the efforts to go around to the community, what the community wanted, but he was very involved with like the Multicultural Center when they moved from the Canal Welcome Center to that. He empowered so many people and really got people to work together. And when I started working here, my first day, I went in, the Park and Recreation Director, Carlene McCart at the time, obviously spent time with me, but within the first hour and a half, she had to take me to see the mayor, because the mayor wanted to see me. And the next on the list was Sear, who took me on a walking tour through the canal, and he was knocking on doors, and people would answer. He goes, "Show Steve your house." You know, it was like it was, but he just had got pages of the philosophy he had with, you know, the ebb and flow and the web we all create together by working together, and that was a big part of what this committee does. So the multi-purpose room is actually named after him, and the bench outside the back was dedicated to him when he got off council in 2009. So we're really sorry. He was very inspirational to many of us, and his legacy lives on. And that's all I've got until August 7th. Now, Miguel, when do you head down to school?
I should still be here by August 7th.
Okay. And you're gonna commute back every time we have a meeting, right?
No, but when I am here on holidays and stuff, I will see calendar wise if I.
Okay.
Okay.
We can't zoom in.
Technically not, but we can maybe check with the city clerk and see.
If he wants.
Right.
We really need
He's
someone.
not
Yeah.
partying.
We're 3 people.
Right.
Come on.
Okay, so for Becky, I want to formally adjourn this meeting at 8:13 PM.
1 hour, is that?
That's good.